Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Sunday, everybody. So I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, Bitcoin has fully and formally broken above this 55k level, which is obviously good. That is good to see. That is hashtag bullish. Also, you can see as soon as we started getting above that 4-hour 9, we then got the acceleration to the upside, and that's typical of what you get with nines. You either get sideways to downwards, but if you then basically break above that 9, you sort of invalidate that 9, and then you can often see acceleration because people are obviously looking to short basically. So when you trade above it, that's when they'll stop out of their trades. But yeah, nice acceleration above the 9, also above the resistance level as well. So that was obviously going to play a part of it once we started trading above the resistance area for a prolonged period. Prolonged obviously on a 4-hour candle basis, but yeah, we then got acceleration to the upside. So we find ourselves currently in no man's land between basically smack bang between 55k and 57.5k. You would expect us to come and tap this next level of importance. The only thing that will tell us that we're not going to do that, because normally I'll be like, we are going to come and tap the top, we are going to come and test the top of this range now. Just is the fact that that would put us on a higher high, a higher low, higher high. What am I talking about? A higher high, and then it's quite significant basically. So in the context of the lower lows, actually coming down from here would make sense. So there could be pressure literally to sell us down from here, but we would have to see. Also, the fact is the weekend. Do we just expect sideways and a reversion to the mean? So yeah, potentially. But then also on the flip side to that is the weekend. So do they try and push us up a little bit higher? Try and get some wicks above this level. FOMO some people in some longs, stop some people out some shorts, and then come back down to 55 on tomorrow morning. That is also a probability. That's also a possibility. But yeah, either way, we've just got to wait, basically see what happens from here. If you're long, you'd be long from basically breaking above 55k, and currently you wouldn't really be predicting where we're going to go from here. You just would have an actionable area at 57.5. If you are long, to take some profit off, and then if we break above, then go long, and if we come back down, obviously if you are long, the stops are here. If we break below here, potential short trade, and obviously a short trade here could just potentially have the ability to get us pretty low, potentially sub 50k. If we were to turn around from here, lose the 55 level, yeah, we have got potential to then come back down, test this 52, maybe have a bounce and break through it. But that, like I said, that's not necessarily what I think is going to happen. I think we are in the process of basically getting over our 4-step plan, or whatever it is, however many steps it was to go bullish again. Obviously the next step being basically getting up to 57.5, and then it will be breaking above it and holding above, and then we will be then on our merry way. But yeah, just be cognizant of the fact it's the weekend, and just wait for some direction for traditional markets. Tomorrow morning. ETHUSD as well, obviously getting dragged up by Bitcoin, which is good to see. This is not far off, not too far off that 1750 level that we realistically need to get back above, and would also be actually above Ethereum's lower high structure from this. Well, you could even call this one low, and then here lower low. In fact, we're above this one, but I kind of would look at this all together as the same sort of move. So realistically it's above this one here, which 1740, but for the sake of our horizontal level, 1750, then we'll be looking a lot better. 1850 we'll be looking bullish. The Satoshi pairing is just hanging around there, so hanging around So basically Ethereum keeping pace with Bitcoin in this present move, which is good to see. That is what we want to see. Ultimately, we want to see this getting some acceleration to the upside. So obviously a lot of uncertainty. Again, I say this every video. A lot of uncertainty with Ethereum, but yeah, will that get sorted out? And we have a fantastic rally when that does, potentially. So we keep an eye on that. See, I remembered not to look at Bitcoin dominance, but we'll just bring it up out of on purpose this time. But you can see this is still just hanging around the lows. I mean, this is obviously Bitcoin dominance. This chart is pretty much in theory an inverse chart of the Ethereum BTC. Because obviously Bitcoin dominance going down is alts going up. Ethereum BTC going down is actually Ethereum going down relative to. So it's the alt going down, but you can see how the overall alt market is actually looking pretty bearish, whilst also the Ethereum pair market is looking pretty bearish. So that just kind of shows Ethereum's underperformance relative to like the whole market, the whole altcoin market, with lots of altcoins doing particularly well, whilst Ethereum isn't. So stochastics. All eyes for me on this 10, 12 hour and daily. Has the daily turned back over? We shall find out in a second. But yeah, 4 hour getting extended. So, sorry, get this up. 4 hour getting extended. So yeah, no real surprise that we are stalling out a little bit in the medium term. In the short term, especially with it being the weekend. And people probably concerned about the reversion to the mean. 10 hour still coming up, got room to run, looking good. 10 hour looking good. 12 hour turned up, starting to accelerate, broken this downward sloping trend line from these two levels, so that is good. Looking like it's going to get going, getting back above this 50% level would obviously be particularly bullish. And the daily has now turned back up. It has turned back up. It's not started to accelerate to the upside, but you can bet your bottom dollar if it does start to move. This will start to move to the upside. It will coincide with price action pretty much breaking 58.5k. I think if this daily gets going, gets to about the 50% zone. 50% zone up here, gets a move on. We are going to be basically. Knocking on the door of this and very likely breaking above it, and then we go bullish, and then it's when 62,000, when 65,000, when 68,500. Yeah, that's what it will be a case of. So obviously that makes me worry a bit about how this Ethereum Satoshi pairing will do, because no doubt those trending action in Bitcoin has the distinct possibility of smashing this down to the next level, which is 0.024. Let's see how it plays out. Let's have an orderly advance in Bitcoin, and then Ethereum has a chance to not basically puke versus Bitcoin. But yeah, looking good here. Is looking good. Obviously wait till traditional markets open on Monday. Wait to get direction from the CME. I mean, I would regardless of what day of the week it is or anything like that, I still would be expecting a back test of the 55k level at some point. It's just a case of, do we come and tap the top end of the range and then come back down, or do we just come back down and tap it from here? And then obviously we could at that tapping of it, we could break it. So we'd have to see how it plays out in real time. But I would expect at least a test of it. So yeah, there you go. That is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'll tell you a funny story about Delta. So Delta have obviously been putting off when they're going to release their things, release their token and go live and basically stake your tokens, and changing it, and obviously they were giving us, originally they were giving us a 12-hour window from the basically being able to claim our tokens to then stake them before the Delta token went live. Then they changed it to 24, and now they've changed it to 1 hour. And I have not really had many actual things in my diary time-wise to have to do, other than obviously going today. I've got to go up to the Lake District to basically for the filming of that TV program. So that literally is at 5 p.m. Here that starts. So even then I was just thinking, I can't believe of all the times that I'm going to have to basically be traveling at that point, that they eventually postpone it to release it. And then I just thought, well, it's okay though, because between 4 and 5 I can just get there early and do it between 4 and 5 because it goes live at 4. But then the clocks are changing here, so actually UK time it is going to be 5 p.m. Which is basically the exact time that is starting, so scheduled to start. So what an absolute pain that is. All the spare time, all the nothingness I've been doing, all the time I've been able to be at my computer, whatever time I needed to be, I literally have this. Delta just gets delayed and delayed into that time, and then it leaves me with a spare hour, and then the clocks move. That's to eat that spare hour up. Ridiculous, guys. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for listening. Remember, I know that's not the rant that you guys are probably looking for, but oh well, it's annoying. It's annoying to me. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.